I would like to know how you began racing.
I began racing when a friend I met this friend here and I, Barry Collinson and I, he's on the Triumph. He and I met in national service, and when I came out I bought that Jawa, and he had a 250 Triumph, which was an overhead valve single, rigid girder forks, and we used to race it, tear around paddocks on it, and we joined the Ballarat Rovers Club and they started scramble riding, and he had a spare one in his shed, so I bought it off him for £2 and pulled it all to bits in his shed, did it all up and got a fellow where I worked to improve the cams and the compression and all sorts of things in it to make it go faster, and I won my first race on it out at a place called Snake Valley in what was his name? Mr. someone's paddock. and that was the start. I beat a bloke called Lyle O'Brien from Geelong on a Francis Barnett on this 250 Triumph, and he came up to me afterwards and said, "What have you done to that?" I said, "Oh, we had a look in the engine." He said, "Yeah, you sure did." But the bloke, the workshop foreman where I worked, did all the work in the engine for me.
So what was done to the engine?
Oh, higher compression, bigger inlet port, opened the inlet port up, put a bigger carburetor on it, and took 30 thou off the base circle of the cams to give it higher lift air.
A few weeks ago I was chatting to someone at one of the race meetings, a guy called Rob Burns. Do you remember Rob?
No.
So Rob told me he used to work with you at Pratt & Osborne, I think.
Oh yeah.
And he, at the time you bought the XS 650, or you got hold of that, he got the Triumph.
Ah.
Is that right? Or he bought the Carter Triumph off the guy who used to race it, rather than buy that. He had the option, I think, he told me.
To buy the husband's 650?
Yeah.
It was either this one or the Carter Triumph. He bought the Carter Triumph.
Oh yeah, remember the Carter Triumph?
So he was telling me a little bit about that, and he was actually saying to me that he bought that in 1973, and it had sat in his shed that whole time until the last, I think, 2 years or 3 years, and he has just finished restoring it.
Is he?
Yeah, and I mentioned to him I was going to catch up with you, and he was quite excited. He says, "Oh, I remember that bike that Tom's got, you know."
Yeah.
So that bike, you know, that we're going to talk about is...
The big advantage of that bike was the Triumph had 4 gears and it had 5. Yeah. The Yamaha had 5.
Yeah, and I think he told me, I'll have to check this, but I'm pretty sure he told me the guy that used to race that Triumph before he got it was a guy called Jeff Curley.
Jeff Curley.
And Jeff's still alive, apparently.
Is he?
And
he was a nice man. He was a policeman.
Was he?
Yeah.
So Jeff's still around, and I'm hoping I'll catch up with Jeff as well. But yeah, he's got a good story too.
He won a lot of races on that Triumph.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you ever race against him?
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about that.
Oh, the Yamaha was quicker.
Yeah, but I was quicker.
Yeah.
Is that because you were riding it?
No.
It was just a quicker bike?
Quicker bike. He was a good rider. It was also known as the Jesser Triumph.
Okay.
And it was known as the Carter Triumph at one stage, but I don't know who Jesser was. I think he was from South Australia.
So who were some of the other people that you used to race against, Tom?
Oh, heavens. What were the brothers' name? Brothers that rode 4-cylinder bikes. From Melbourne. Crawford brothers. They were good. I could start quicker than them, but they'd always round me up. Yeah. Oh, they were faster.
So if you got a good start, you might have had a chance?
I always got a good start. I used to lead them for a couple of laps because I could start the Yamaha in 2 steps and be on it and gone.
So you always had running race starts, hey?
Push start. They dropped the flag and you pushed, already had it in gear, back on compression, and you pulled the clutch in and freed it. Then I used to have it, Tim will tell you, we used to go out the road and practice it so I could get on it quickly.
So that's like the Isle of Man starts, like the TT, when they run start the early stuff.
And in the early 1980s, it was actually...
So you didn't just have to ride, you actually had to be able to run a bit too.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me if you've ever raced any other bikes, Tom?
Oh, how many? I've raced scrambles on all sorts. I didn't have one of those. Only Joel Robert had one of those. But see that left-hand photo of me with the red.
Up the top, yep, I can see
yeah.
that, yep.
That's a fellow in Geelong called Vaughan Hunt built that JAP Speedway Jap engine in a BSA frame for me to ride.
Fantastic, so a custom bike for you.
Oh yeah, and before and after that I had probably three, at least two and another one, Tribsers, Triumph engines in BSA frames. I like riding BSA frames because they were the next best thing to a Matisse. They handled just as well as a Matisse, but they were just a little bit heavier because they were made out of ordinary tubing, and Matisses were made out of chromoly tube, which is light and stronger. But I like Tribsers. They felt good to me. I didn't like that Jap very much. I liked it, but I had a 650 Tribser that I really liked, and it was good on flat track because it had a lot of power.
So where did you end up getting that Tribser from, that 650?
I built it.
You built it yourself?
I bought a 500 Tribser off Johnny Burrows in Malvern. What was the street in Malvern?
1966, I think.
Yeah. Jeff Taylor used to ride it. Greg Leaney used to ride it, and I bought it off him. And it had an alloy 500 Tiger Triumph engine, the BSA gear, and it was a lovely bike to ride. It wasn't quite fast enough in Melbourne, but it could kill them here in the Western Centre. Just leave them for dead.